I've come to realize that life is not a race. It's more so about finding your pace. Sometimes it feels like life is constantly under construction. It has unexpected detours that can at times take you off road, but we're built to last in any terrain like this Forerunner. Overall, navigating through this maze on Earth, I believe that life experiences, seeing and doing things, gives us a broader view of the bigger picture. So I want to see the world. In the words of Toyota, let's go places.
Do it again, Dexter.
On me, I can't let her crib unless that chopper on me. She say on the shit, she gon' put it on me. You can keep this out, I'ma smoke this OG. Remember way back then?
Fresh Squeezed family, episode 37. Today we have a very unique guest in the building. He is a food and lifestyle journalist, a business owner, and many other different careers. The homie MikeG is in the building. What's good, bro?
Yes, sir. What's good with you? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, bro. I want to start this off by saying happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I saw on the gram earlier this week that you had a birthday. Today we drinking some vibes that you sponsor or endorse, I should say.
Yeah.
I saw on your gram. How did that come about, bro?
Just in regards to that specifically, with a lot of businesses or companies with products that reach out, they run like analytics based on certain demographics. So I'm one of the biggest influencers when it comes to like food and beverage in the Indianapolis area where I live right now. And they reached out. I worked with them because they're like one of the main sellers for the Pacers. And then the partnership just keeps going. So I work with them a lot.
Okay, bet. So, see, I'm sipping one too, man. Shout out to them. This is actually my first time drinking one. So definitely big shout out to them for that. So before we dive into like your actual career and what's going on, talk a little bit about your upbringing, bro.
Yeah, to keep it brief, I'm from East Chicago. So I was in East Chicago pretty much my whole life up until 8th grade, moved to Maryville. Went to Pierce Middle School for a year, and then I went to Maryville High School. Within that time, just from being from East Chicago, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
You get to, I don't know, life is just different when I reflect on it. I do so many different things now, so being back out there is just a complete different lifestyle. But cool for the most part. Single mother, brother, and yeah. Just life.
So, actually jumping to current day now, obviously the world is in a pandemic.
Yep.
Has it been affecting you, especially seeing that you are like big into food?
Yeah.
How has it been affecting you in that nature?
Fortunately, I'm just one of those people who always think on my feet, like I can't sit down, I'm always doing something. So when everything first happened, I kind of just launched like my own internal campaign to like do what I can to help the restaurants in Indianapolis because, the whole world was affected and nobody knew what to do. And restaurants knew they couldn't stay open, but they were doing carry out or trying carry out service or trying to do delivery stuff. And some restaurants weren't open, some were, they changed hours. So I worked with like 10 different restaurants like in a week just to get the word out, let people know they're still open. And then from that, restaurants started closing. People still didn't know what to do with staff and everything. So I started like cooking at home, which I hadn't done in a real long time because I'm usually out to eat. But cooking at home ended up opening up doors for me to where like meat companies and seafood companies and knife companies and just all these different companies and brands started reaching out that probably would have never reached out before because I was never at home cooking. And then started doing some philanthropy work. It ended up working out good for me in the crazy time, which is weird, but it worked out.
It's crazy because a lot of people that I've been talking to, everybody saying the same thing. Like, it's definitely a negative, but it helped in some other way.
Right.
So that's definitely good to hear because I was kind of curious because I've never talked to anyone outside of being some type of artist, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So that's definitely a different perspective that you would have on it. Speaking of seafood, you mentioned that you was cooking seafood.
Yeah.
So I was doing research before this interview, and I scrolled all the way down to your first like actual food picture.
Yep.
And it was in 2016, and it was actually a shrimp po' boy and
Yeah.
jambalaya.
Yeah.
So where did this start for you, bro? Like, what made you take that and run with it?
So, man, that place actually closed, which is shitty. But it kind of started like when I was in college. Damn, excuse me. But when I was in college, I went to IUPUI. It was downtown Indianapolis, and started knowing a lot of people on campus. I always drank coffee when I was in college. So that was kind of like my gateway into everything I'm doing now. So knowing a lot of people on campus and stuff, sometimes I'd be walking to the library, end up linking up with people not doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I just started finding different coffee shops and stuff downtown Indianapolis, going to them and getting work done, and just got comfortable being, you know, in environments that wasn't really comfortable for me. I'm the only black dude. I'm probably the youngest person in there. But I knew what I had to do to stay focused and get the task done, be in school. From there, just start venturing out, going to different restaurants, and I just start posting it because I'm like, you know, I got homies back here, I got people, family, and everybody who I know like aren't eating like this or aren't experiencing these type of meals or drinks. Let me just post it and share. And that's when, you know, Instagram was still fairly new. Like not you had to have an iPhone to be on Instagram back then. Only people with iPhones was Verizon. Like it was all these different barriers to where I started it, and then when people start just really tapping in and seeing it, it just kind of motivated me to keep going, because every time I see somebody like, oh damn, you eating good. Yeah. And I'm like, well, you can too. So I just use other people as motivation to just keep trying to motivate them.
So it didn't really start off as like what it is today then. You just was kind of doing it for a hobby.
Yeah. I mean, I went to school for business, marketing, supply chain management, international business. So I always looked at social media as a way for me to make money. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I always had that goal. So for me to be doing everything I'm doing now, it was somewhat calculated, but for it to be as food dominant as it is, it definitely wasn't like a recipe for me to be able to do what I'm doing.
So obviously when you go to your Instagram, food is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food though?
My favorite food depends on the mood, but I like tacos, and then I like pasta, so spaghettis and just anything, because it's so versatile. So yeah, if I had to say a favorite food, it'd probably be like spaghetti. Spaghetti. Yeah.
I'm right there with you, bro. Yeah. Tacos and pasta, it's probably why I'm big now.
And then, I mean, chicken wings. You can't go wrong, but
definitely. So you've been all over the country.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food city? So this is a two-parter.
Yeah.
What is your favorite city overall, and then just your favorite food city?
So my favorite city overall is New York, just because every time I go out there, I feel like I just want to live there. Like, I don't know, it's some like connection I have to where it's like, damn, I could really live out here. It's fast paced, it's a lot going on. And then by default, I would say like Chicago is my favorite food city, because being so close to Chicago, I've been able to experience a whole lot of different kind of foods there. And then there's so many different cultures in Chicago too. But I'm sure like if I spent enough time in New York or LA or just other places like that, I'm sure that they might end up being my favorite food spot. But I just had a lot of food in Chicago, so.
Yeah, I mean, I might be biased because we are here in the city, but I honestly feel like no other spot can compare food-wise, just because you can go almost anywhere in Chicago and find something crazy, bro, no matter where you at.
Facts.
So I definitely feel that. You spoke a little bit on the collab process when we was talking about the drinks, but in general, how does that usually go? Like, do they just contact you, or do you see something decent and you like, boom, let's work together? How does that process work?
I mean, it's a combination of both. I like to look at it like just how people look at the music industry or anything else, where, you know, it's certain parts where you arrive where people gonna hit you up for a feature, but then there's other times where you know that you need X, Y, and Z, so you're gonna reach out as well. So with everything I do, it's a combination of both, but I try to keep it professional as much as possible as well. So if I send somebody a DM about working with them, then it's going to be very detailed, very descriptive, professional. It's going to look like an email. Then on the other end, I'm going to email somebody or it's that before the pandemic, it's about, you know, being in person and going to talk to people at their businesses. And then people, yeah, like you say, reaching out to me as well. So fortunate enough now where a lot of people do reach out, and I don't have to reach out to as many people, but I always keep the mindset like I still got to be attacking as well, because yeah.
Is that what's going on with the Toyota thing right now? Because I seen you pushing hard for Toyota this past week for sure.
Yeah, so with the Toyota partnership I had, actually one of my favorite partnerships, only because I worked with them last year as well. And it was just a much different thing. It was called like a steeped in history thing, where they went to, I think like 7 or 8 mid-major cities in America and partnered with 10 influencers in those cities, gave us a car for a week. And then we learned about the Black history, like in our state. So like I learned a lot about that. And that was last year, you know, before the pandemic, before all these companies start trying to, you know, post the Black squares and we stand with you and this and that. Like they already had that initiative and working with a Black business to make that come to fruition. And then this time around, they reached out just about partnering in a little bit different way. So that was with me going to a city and somewhere or a state where they still consider the Midwest. So I chose Tennessee because, I mean, always in Chicago. I worked with 2 cities in Ohio last year. It was just, to me, Tennessee made sense. I never really been out there besides driving through, going to Atlanta. And then did a little bit of the same, learned a little bit of the Black history in Tennessee and Memphis and Nashville. And then, you know, went from there. But yeah, that partnership is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. When I was just researching, I was like, damn, Toyota, what's going on? But I didn't know that they was like officially like sponsoring what you had going on.
Yeah.
I thought you was just trying to show them some love, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, definitely. They call it like a Toyota partner. One thing about like with social media, with the partnerships and everything, once you put ad or sponsor like hashtags on there, you have to go through a whole lot of approvals. So in order to still tell people I'm a partner, they have their own little hashtag. But sometimes when you're working with big companies like that, it's hard for them to get their media team to do everything they need to do for it to be like paid partnership. And with me personally, I don't even like seeing that stuff because it kind of brings the value down of like the real content. So
yeah. So now also, do you do like food journalists? You also have a business.
Yeah.
Can you speak on not only what it is but what it means to you?
Yeah. So I got 2 businesses in regard outside of like what I do with the food. So one business is my digital marketing company, and with that I try to work with small businesses that have smaller budgets to where you know, they reach out to me and I can work with my like digital team to create whether it be websites like e-commerce websites, run and manage social media, do a lot of marketing content, whether that be digital or print type of things. So that's one side of what I do. And then the other thing I do is my clothing brand, WDRFA, with my business partner. And with that stands for We Don't Run From Adversity. And I mean, to me, it's just like something I always wanted to do. Like I always like clothes, like my whole life. I mean, that start with just having a fresh pair of shoes and then you get the outfits, and I don't know, just always been in the streetwear, and then it just kind of progressed into something much more than that. So if I had to say what it really meant to me, I don't know. I think the reason we do it is just to like inspire other people, one, and then 2, it's just dope to be able to wear my own shit.
Yeah, no, facts. Where did that name come from, We Don't Run?
It was really my business partner's idea. We had a couple other names starting out, but it was more like collection based. And after about a year in, we were like, we need to really come up with a name. I remember he hit me up one night, it was late, and he was just like, I think this is it. And I was like, I like how it sounds. I like how the typography looks of it. I like the W being at the beginning. Everything just made sense. And then it just has like a double meaning because, you know, in life we all going through shit. So that acronym can help somebody go through it, help them understand what's going on, or, you know, just look cool.
Yeah. How long has that been going on for?
So when we officially named it WDRFA in 2000, like late 2016, beginning 2017. So
it's been a minute, dude.
Yeah, but we had the company since 2015. It just wasn't officially named WDRFA for like a year and a half, 2 years into what we were doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We see this all the time. It's actually in your Instagram bio as well. You're always tagging it. Hashtag Diet Starts Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what is that exactly?
Honestly, it's just like a marketing ploy, a marketing push for me. Because I know that I'm, whether it be eating crazy or just always eating something different to where it's something that will catch people's attention. You know, if I'm posting fried food every day of the week, but I'm saying diet starts tomorrow, subconsciously when you read that, you're like, this dude always talking about his diet start. So it's really just like a conversational piece to engage with my audience on social media.
Are you big into working out?
Working out?
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't really worked out since like on a consistent basis, probably like 2 years. And then before that, it was even probably 2 years before that. I used to run like 1.5 miles, 2 miles a day and try to get push-ups and sit-ups in, but this ain't part of my lifestyle at this point in my life right now. But I need to get back into it before it's too late.
So you're also a public speaker. What are some places that you've spoken at?
I've done like different panels in Indy and different colleges, but I actually put that in my bio this year, really like right before the pandemic, because I was supposed to be going to talk to a lot of different like high schools and middle schools and stuff like at the end of last school year, but then the pandemic happened. So instead of just taking it out, even though I don't really have too many examples, I left that there in my bio to just remind myself that that's something I need to be doing when the opportunities become available.
Yeah, I definitely, well, when I was scrolling down, I came across, I can't even explain what it is, but basically you was on like a Business Insider show in 2015.
Yeah, that was right before I graduated college. Yeah, so with that I was on there with actually my professor from college because I was in like a business and sports class, international business and sports. So with that, the whole class, I don't remember how many of us it was, maybe 15 or 20, but we went to Spain for like 10 days, and we were out there, went to 2 different cities, and we was just on Inside Indiana Business talking about that experience, which was cool because she wanted me to do it out of everybody else in the class. Yeah. And then that just opened the door for me to be comfortable being on TV, one, and then comfortable just speaking no matter who I'm talking to.
When you went to Spain, so you wasn't really that big into the food thing when you went to Spain, right? Well, not yet.
I was. I had a whole lot more pictures of food and stuff on my social media, but when I really was like redefining it and I knew I really, really wanted to like take the food aspect serious, I knew that I needed social currency to be shown on my page opposed to just food. Because back then, actually, to fast forward a little bit, I deleted all my social media my senior year, before going into my senior year of college, because I knew I needed to focus, and I deleted everything. And then I came back, my first picture that I posted was when I was in Spain. So I was posting food and pictures of shoes and stuff, but I didn't want all that to get lost in me being back on social media. So if somebody went to my page that I know and they just see all of this food from Spain, they're going to be like, I don't know if this is a spam page or what. So I pretty much at that time, you'll see a lot more pictures of just me. But I got a whole lot of pictures I could show you of food in Spain.
I'm asking because I was watching some, I can't remember. It might have been Ridiculousness, I'm not sure. But it was a celebrity talking about how the food overseas was like terrible compared to here. Yeah. So for someone that's big into food, I want to get your opinion on that.
I think it's just based on norms and based on, how adventurous of an eater you are. Of course, stuff is going to be different, you know what I'm saying? Because even out there, McDonald's is like a nice, I wouldn't say 5-star restaurant, but it's like a really, really nice lunch you could get, you know, in Spain, which out here, people look at McDonald's like it's just McDonald's. So it's all perspective. Some of their dishes, like the first dish I had, I'll say when we got there, I remember it was fish and asparagus and potatoes, but it was all served cold. And I was like, this is about to be a long ass 10 days. Like, it was nasty. But then after that, it was different things that I started trying that I like. But with anything else, I think it's just, you know,
being open.
Yeah, you gotta be open.
I'm cool on the cold fish though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that I was like, oh no. I spit it out. I didn't even finish eating after like an 8-hour flight. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I went and got a burger after that. But the burger was even different. Like, of course, you know, they using different meat and I don't know.
Yeah. Would you consider living overseas?
I would. I probably wouldn't want to live in Spain. I probably would live in like, I don't know, somewhere, I don't know, like England, somewhere that's somewhat close to America. Yeah. You know, to transition a little bit. Somewhere where I can speak English and, you know, that'll work. Because like in Spain, they don't speak no English for real. So ordering food, you're just pointing the stuff on the menu like, this what I want.
So seeing that you've been all over the country, try all these different foods, you still reside in Indiana. Right. Why is that?
I'm big on family, one, and then two, this is where the opportunity is for me right now. It's not that I'll be here forever. I mean, I just turned 27, so I feel like I got a lot of life to live. We'll see what happens, but yeah, right now it's just this where the opportunity is at for me. Even though I'm more of like a freelancer and I can do what I want to do, but the cost of living here makes sense. I can travel when I want to. 2, and then 3, you know, like I said, I got family here, so it just makes it even better to where, you know, even if I did decide to move somewhere, I know I can always come back here. But right now it's going good for me. I don't really want to mess it up.
If you were to leave, where would you want to go?
It's going to be based solely on money and opportunity. So, not that I would move to like Idaho or Wyoming or Utah or something like that, but you know, if the dollars and cents add up, I'll be there. You know. Yeah. So it just depends.
I could definitely see how your business business side of it takes over like everything really. So is that something you always want to do? Because like it seems like solely all of your decisions based strictly off of opportunity, business. Yeah. You always been like that since a kid?
Ultimately I always knew that I wanted to work for myself and I didn't want to work for nobody. Even though you work for people even more when you don't like punch a clock, because now you have to like prove to them why they're giving you money, opposed to it being like a paycheck where you're hired to do, you know, X, Y, and Z. But with marketing and stuff that I do, it's kind of like they want to see dollar signs come back. So, yeah, I don't know. I always had like the business mindset for sure, but yeah, it is. I don't think about it that much. So you asking me, it's like it makes me think about it. But
it seems natural to you, but I could definitely tell just by talking. Like, you know, I ask most people like, "Oh, where would you move?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm going to Cali or I'm going to Florida because this and that." Right. You like, man, if it's right business wise, I'm there. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely see it.
Yeah, as long as it's not like super racist or just, I don't know.
Country. Yeah. So all these things you got going on, what is your goal, bro? Like, what is your one main goal of what you want to do?
I don't got one, to be 100% honest. My only goal right now is just for moms to not work no more. And then when she ain't working and, you know, I can set her up, then I can focus on me, but it ain't about me right now.
I feel that. That's crazy. It's the first time anybody has ever said that on the show, that they don't have a set goal.
No, I mean, like you said, business, run it up, you know, take care of moms, and then after that I could be selfish a little bit. But right now, it just ain't about me. As long as she got to punch a clock, I still got to be able to make sure that she don't got to punch one no more. So it's like a double-edged sword of just life, like the Benjamin Button thing, where roles reverse and things just change.
Definitely, I respect that. I gotta ask this question before we start wrapping it up, man. If you can only eat one thing forever from one place, what would you choose?
One thing from one place.
Yeah. I know that's a crazy question.
Like one dish or?
Yeah, one dish.
One dish.
Yeah. It's a tough
I don't know. I would probably say like since I would have to eat it every day, probably like, I don't know, like a fried chicken salad or something like that, just because I know I could be getting some vegetables in, but then I could also like have some fried food in there too.
Yeah.
Something like that. But if I was just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Cause you said it depends on the day, so
Yeah, it depends on the day, how you feeling, and then knowing that it's something that I would only be able to eat for the rest of my life. That'd be tough. But
see me, I can eat tacos every day, bro. I think I
was gonna say tacos, but then I'm like, I don't know, cause then if it gotta be a chicken taco, if it gotta be, I don't know. Like even with tacos, I like to switch it up sometime too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would agree. Tacos is something that you could definitely do every day.
I gotta ask this, bro, because I'm a big barbecue fan myself.
Okay.
And on your gram, you got crazy pics like ribs and different barbecue dishes. Where have you gotten the best barbecue at? Because I hear Tennessee, and then I also hear Kansas City.
Yeah, so I haven't really been to Missouri besides driving through, so I don't know. But the first spot that I went to, Charlie something, they barbecue was fire. Like I had they brisket and then I had they ribs, and it was good. But it's this spot in Nap called Half Liter Barbecue House, and all of they shit fire. They got like, they even, I want to say they like barbecue some Brussels sprouts, but they got like barbecue, like pork nachos. They got, I mean, it's everything. I'll show you the picture when we get done, but they got this big ass platter that's supposed to feed like 3 to 5 people, and you get ribs, smoked sausages, smoked wings. Like, yeah, it's fine.
What would you say has been your favorite dish since you've been doing this?
Since I've been doing this,
like the one thing that you would just like, that one meal you never gonna forget. Like, yo, whenever I talk to somebody, this is what you need to get.
Again, that's hard too, because it's like in a week I could go to 10 restaurants, you know what I'm saying? So even though I had something real good last week, I might forget, but let me scroll real quick. I can find something real quick. I'll say one of the best things, or just one of the best things, period. This guy, Chef Paul, he's like a personal chef for like NBA players and stuff. But he lives in the city in Indianapolis. And I'll say every time I go to the kitchen with him, I'm never disappointed. But I'll say this, I can't find a picture right now, but the way he made this steak was so crazy.
Yeah.
And like I could eat steak once, twice, maybe 3 times a year. And I always would get it like medium well, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like just a little bit of pink in there. But then he just put me on to like how you supposed to order your food or order your steak. Cause I don't know, but me, like growing up, my grandma, my mom, it's always got to be well done.
Definitely.
And you know, that's not how you really supposed to eat steak, I guess, like in the food world. But he just put me on game to how it's supposed to be done in regards to like how they cook it, and you gotta let it sit. But he had this steak and it was cooked medium, which means it was like more pink, but it wasn't like blood and stuff gushing out. And it was just like melting in the mouth, like fire.
I'm big on steak, bro, so. But definitely growing up, I'm going to just say it, growing up in an African-American home.
You better have it well done.
Yeah, it better not be no pink in there.
At all.
Where can we find you at, bro? Your social media tags.
Yep, so just at Where's MikeG. A lot of people think that I say Where is MikeG, but it's just Where's MikeG. And that's on everything that I'm on. Well, Snapchat, Instagram. I got Twitter just so nobody take the name, but I'm not on there. And then my website, where'smikeg.com, where I have some special content. And then also business, Instagram and Facebook is just We Don't Run, WEDNTRUN. And then our website, WDRFA.com. We got a lot of stuff about to release in a couple weeks. So Yeah, that's how you can find me.
Definitely, bro. I'm gonna have the links to all of those things in the description of this video. I want to say thank you again for sliding, bro, because I know you got a lot going on, so I appreciate you taking this time. Come through and chop it up. You celebrating your birthday this weekend at all?
I celebrated all last week, man. When I was with Toyota, I was in Tennessee for a whole week, so that was all expense paid by them. So
okay.
Yeah, it was a vibe.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely wish you a happy birthday one more time.
Appreciate it.
To more life. Keep doing your thing. Fresh Squeezed episode 37. We'll holler at you next.
You will find another me if you lucky. Yeah, I gave you all of me. Got on my ass and got me a bag and look at you calling me. You said I ain't shit and I thought I was toxic. How you fall for me?